洛杉矶大火已经烧了2个星期呢，还没灭火呢，受灾面积有整个巴黎市那么大。从这个大火，我们看到了美国的败相走下坡路，运势明显。这个不是我说的，美国的著名经济学家理查德·沃尔夫对整个2024年美国的经济做了一个总结。这个经济学家真的敢说真话，美国的经济早就是千疮百孔了，根本不是某些人描述的那样完美无瑕的美国经济。
I wanted to use this moment to do a kind of review of the economy in the year 2024, something you will hardly ever hear. What are the problems? What are the failures? What are the weaknesses? I want to start by talking about the relative decline of the U.S. economy, U.S. capitalism, during 2024. What do I mean by relative decline? That the United States and its major allies, the G7, that's the United States plus Japan, Canada, Britain, France, Germany, and Italy. Those 7 countries, the U.S. and its major allies, fell further behind China and its major allies. The United States in the year 2024 will grow by 2.8%. All of the other members of the G7 will be growing by less than 2.8%. China is scheduled to grow 4.8%. In other words, the BRICS, China and its allies, will be growing faster, much faster than the United States and its allies. And therefore, the United States, relative to its major competitors, will be declining relative to them. That's important to understand because this relative decline in the year 2024 is similar to the relative decline in most of the previous 35 years that this has been going on. This decline is a major problem for the United States, for which it has found no solution. That's why it's continuing this very year. Number 2, the biggest single project into which the United States has poured hundreds of billions of dollars this year has been the war in Ukraine, which is being lost. The West, the collective West, led by the United States, is losing that war. Number 3, the United States has spent an enormous amount of money and an even greater amount of political capital supporting Israel in its, whatever you want to call it, war in Gaza, added to which we now have the war against Hezbollah in Lebanon and the bombing of Syria during its difficulties these days, and so on. You know what that has accomplished? The isolation of the United States. Then we have the tariffs. Now, these are epitomized by Mr. Biden's decision to raise the tariff on Chinese electric vehicles to 100%. And I want to go over with you what that means, because that's an economic admission of failure. Well, that competition took 15 years and had a clear winner, not the Tesla Corporation, even though that made a billionaire out of Elon Musk, but the BYD Corporation of China, which ended up producing the best quality electric vehicle at the lowest price. BYD cars are on the roads everywhere in the world, except here. Why? Because here there's a tariff. Uncle Sam says you can buy that BYD electric vehicle for $30,000, but if you do, there's a tax we Republicans and Democrats put on it, a tariff That's just the name of the tax. 100%. So if you spend $30,000 to get the Chinese vehicle, you got to give another $30,000, 100%, to Uncle Sam. Meaning the cost to you of the car is $60,000.
很多美国网友的留言更是让我们看清了美国经济的现实。有人说，理查德·沃尔夫的这番演讲简直就给我们带来了清新的空气，根本没有人说实话，他说了实话。还有人说，我每周工作60个小时，但是我连最便宜的房子都租不起，我只能住在车里面，就像是流浪汉一样。还有人说，真的是感谢理查德·沃尔夫教授，其他人为什么不敢说，还把美国经济描述的特别完美呢？他们都瞎了吗？最近不仅是有很多海外博主来到中国旅行，大开眼界，有很多美国的经济学家、专栏作家也来中国旅行，他们开了眼了。其中有一位《纽约时报》的专栏作家 Thomas Friedman， 他之前对中国的印象真的是极其糟糕。结果他对中国实地考察一番以后，对中国的结论完全是一个 U 型的大转弯。看看他接受美国电视台采访的时候是怎么说的，主持人听到以后简直就是无言以对。
From Beijing to Shanghai.And it takes 21 hours to take the train from New York to Chicago. And they're both about the same distance. We are so deeply unserious as a country right now. We are going to be falling farther and farther behind.I
can add nothing.
而这位著名的专栏作家在没有去中国之前，几年之前，他对中国的印象可不是这样的。他经常是大放厥词，他经常说不要唱衰美国，还带着威胁的口气，对中国简直就是不屑一顾。结果他实地考察了中国实际情况以后，完全对中国大为改观。他亲自坐了中国的快速列车，还在酒店享受了机器人给他送餐服务，让他惊叹。他不得不赞叹中国分析师的发展，让他惊叹，还鼓励所有的美国人都去中国看看，看看中国的工厂里的机器人是怎么高速工作的。中国生产的产品质量越来越高，成本越来越低，而美国呢，效率越来越低，成本是越来越高。然而还有好多美国人像一只鸵鸟一样，把头扎到稻草里，不想看清现实，仍然活在美国媒体所营造的那些幻想中。几十年前，我们只能生产一些劳动密集型产业，衣帽鞋袜，后来有家用电器和手机，但是卖得再好，我们的利润也只有苹果的1/10。很多美国人对中国制造的印象就止步于此，他们觉得中国人现在还吃不饱饭呢，还在生产那些劳动密集型产业的产品。殊不知，经过这几十年的发展，中国早就弯道超车了。从新能源汽车、芯片、AI 机器人、高速铁路、大飞机等等高科技领域都取得突飞猛进的发展，他们想尽各种办法围追堵截，阻碍我们的发展，反而我们百尺竿头更进一步，加速了我们的发展。我们从各方面领域摆脱了对美国的依赖，从追赶到华丽转身，现在他们不服不行。